Alright, here we go. Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, classic less known classic. This is episode number 3041. Yes, 3041, Doubleshot 2935. Now, we're doing a mini-series and a couple other things related to one character. First that we have is Flash and Green Lantern, Brave and the Bold. Yes, this is the deluxe edition. The series itself was 6 issues. This was technically, this is just another book using the name Brave and the Bold. One of 2 I could think of that use the name Brave and the Bold. That's a regular continuity book, not related to the Brave and Bold TV show. Brave and Bold TV show. Sorry about that. But this one basically focuses on Barry and Flash and the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. It is written by Mark Waid, art by Tom Peyer. I get the reason why they picked Mark Waid to write this book, because he was the writer of The Flash probably at this period of time when this book came out, so why not? And Tom Peyer, I think, was the artist of the book. Hal Jordan, at the time the book came out, he wasn't even alive. This is multiple untold adventures of them. Now, in case you're curious, though, this book was released in 1999, roughly about 8 years after the conclusion of the previous Brave and Bold book, which is written by Mike Grell. It featured The Question, The Butcher, and the Green Arrow. Yes. This is mostly put Barry and Hal's adventures over the years. Now, they have the timeline here from when they met for the first time in Just Like America, a flashback, number 9, Green Lantern 13, which is the first time they team up since Volume 2. Here are team ups: Flash 131, Green Lantern, Volume 20, Flash, number 143, Green Lantern, Volume 2, 163, Flash, 164, which is Barry and Marius Iris, Green Lantern, Volume 2, number 49. There's also Green Lantern, Volume 2, issues 53, 58, 70, 71, and 168. You can think of this book as Untold Tales. So here's our team-ups. Flash, 191. Green Lantern, Volume 2, issue 76, 78. 100. 117 to 122. For Flash, it's 122. It's going to be 222. 225. 235. 238. 275. Green Lantern, 124. Green Lantern, number 120, Volume 2, number 129. There is reference here to all Flash 32. So, here we go. Basically, now this first adventure just features them taking care of this werewolf creature. So you have, looks like we have an issue. Now, one of the stories in this book features Wally West becoming Kid Green Lantern, which is basically him wearing his Green Lantern suit, his Kid Flash suit with the Green Lantern logo on it. Which, of course, is a concept they would revisit. Actually, no, they would actually not revisit this concept, but a similar type of concept was used when it was a reference to Teen Lantern. A concept that Brian Michael Bendis created for the Teen Lantern character using someone else's gauntlet. So, mostly put, they stop a werewolf creature, what sends on their planet. Now, in case you're curious still, the Kid Lantern thing, they actually have issue 2. Yes. Which involved, get this, Barry, Wally, and Hal team up taking on Black Hand and Mirror Master. Well, this is the original one. And of course, we have a double day between, we have Barry and Hal with their love interests, Iris and Kara, respectively. They don't do anything in this issue, per se. No, they don't. But it's an absolute fun issue. Fantastic. Issue number 3 features them teaming up with Jay Garrick and Alan Scott for an issue. Yep. Yeah, we actually have 2 Lanterns and 2 Flashes. I'm like, that is so cool. And then the next issue features them teaming up with Green Arrow. which basically the way this is drawn here, it's almost like Neil Adams drew this, but he had nothing to do with the book. It's just basically how Oliver Queen is drawn here. Because, of course, they're still using the Neil Adams suit, which they used that suit for many years, and look until about 2011. Excuse me. Yep. This probably taking place when when they had the team-up book with Green Lantern, so another, like, off-screen adventure they had. Issue 3, I think it was 5. 5 basically involves, look like, Barry becoming Green Lantern, which doesn't last very long. The final issue is taking on Star Sapphire, who's actually, this is after the death of Barry, of Iris West. Before she would be alive at the end of the Flash book. But, really fun miniseries. I do recommend it. I give it a 10 out of 10. Excellent. Next up we have is Ragman, Cry of the Dead. A 6-issue miniseries released in 1993, roughly 2 years after the previous volume for Ragman. This miniseries, by what the cover is done by Joe Kubert, but the story here is written by Elaine Lee and Gabriel Mercetti. Despite being called Ragman, it doesn't really focus on Ragman. It's mostly he's more like a supernatural force in this book. And they mostly have him act like it's similar to the way it was with Swamp, but like it's like this book is going to be a similar thing to Man-Thing, or Ragman is not even a featured character in this book. He's basically just some urban legend that people allude to a lot through this book. But it's a really interesting miniseries. What it is, it's not really a lot to talk about this one. Not terrible, but it is good. But the last thing discussed before I close the video out is going to be a one-shot release in 2010. Yes, a one-shot that came out roughly 15 years ago. Known as Ragman, Silt of Souls. This came out roughly 18 years after the miniseries. This was technically, in a way, the last thing released Ragman until the 2017 miniseries. This book is a one-shot, though there was a feature for him in Batman Heroes of Gotham for a few issues. This is probably like one of the last things they published for him, aside from appearing in Shadow Pact. Mostly it's called Tatter Remains, and it's written by Christos Gage. Yes. Yes, Christos Gage. This one mostly focuses on him fighting. It's a lot more. It doesn't focus on Ragman himself per se. He does do some fighting here. It is mostly focused on other people who basically held the suit, the Silt of Souls. It is mostly with the history of the suit itself. That's literally what this issue is. It is basically Christos Gage telling a story where you have Rory finding about the history of the Silt. I mean, more just his father. Other people basically where they had this suit. And he finds a lot throughout this whole book. It's an excellent told story. And it's woven in with him. Of course, they have his account of Batman back in the 90s during the Volume 2 era. Which I think was on by Jamie DeMatteis, I think it was. Yes. But all in all, this one-shot was excellent. It's a shame this book didn't go anywhere. And the fact they talk about his father, who actually died in the opening issue, which, fun fact, they had this weird thing with Ragman where his father dies in the first issue of his book. It happened in the first volume for his book, in the Earth 1 continuity, which he was relatively like a minor character Earth 1 continuity. He appeared like in that 1 5-issue book, Papa Batman Family, and a couple of books. That was it for him. He did very little in the pre-crisis era. Post-crisis, did a little bit more. And I did really enjoy Volume 2. I'd say Volume 2 was probably more enjoyable than Volume. I would say of the 4 books I've talked about for Ragman, I would probably say Volume 2 is the best one. Volume 2 was really good. It's not because basically it was released in the 1990s. I just found the book more interesting and more familiar with what I know about Ragman. The first one was okay, but this one was also really good too. I'd say of the 4 books, the weakest one is probably the original volume. Aside from the fact that introducing stuff that gets virtually I would say the best book to read, if you get a chance to read Ragman, read Volume 2. Volume 2 is really good. 3, it's been a while since I've read it. I may think of I don't know if I'm gonna play a review, but I have reviewed it once already. Just look it up. But a close second is this one shot, because it was really, really good. Christmas Gage does a really good job. It's a shame the guy doesn't get a lot of work nowadays. I think like the last book I think he worked on was, of the top of my head, I think he worked on the second volume for Spider-Man. That was the book I think he worked on. I know he also worked on Spider-Man Guy then, but yeah, where he is working a lot much nowadays. One of the rare he doesn't do a lot of work nowadays for some reason. I don't know why. I think maybe Marvel DC doesn't want to pay him, presumably. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much that particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do like button. Well, when I get back to these books, Brambo officially on Volume 3, and Ragman is going to place with the Joker. Well, his first volume anyways. After that, I'm not really sure. Okay? Next video. Bye.